Your current situation should not determine how big you set your goals. You won't know where you're going if you don't know where you are right now. Hi, welcome back to the Frame Solutions podcast. If it's your first time, welcome. My name is Faith. If you're a returning subscriber, hi, good to have you back. In this episode, I'm going to share with you how to create your own luck. Creating your own luck is something that is possible because I've done it in my own career and in my own life. People believe luck just happens, but I believe that luck happens when you position yourself in the right place at the right time and you await the right opportunities to come for you. So without further ado, let's get started. Number one, you have to be ambitious. My definition of ambition is working hard with determination to get what you want. Your current state should not determine the size of goals that you set. Your current situation should not determine how big you set your goals. Your goals should be bigger than your current state. Your success does not need to be dimmed by where you are. Actually, where you are should be able to determine how big your success needs to be. So, the number one thing you have to do is to make sure you create yourself that ambition. You should make sure that you're ambitious. You should make sure that you know exactly where you want to go. And this comes down to clarity. Understand that you need to be clear on exactly where you want to see yourself 5 years from now. I recall when I was starting my career in 2011, I knew I wanted to do big things. I knew I wanted to do everything that I've achieved right now. I was living in Uganda. I was the last born of 5. My parents had retired. We didn't have so much, but my parents had given me the education I needed to get to that place. And after I was done with my undergraduate, I remember sitting my parents down and telling them, from today onwards, you're not going to pay any money towards my education. And I told them that I was going to get myself a master's degree and at the end I was going to have a PhD. They wondered how I would do it, but I'd created myself an ambitious goal that I would pursue from then. In 2013, I landed the most prestigious university scholarship to study in the University of Manchester. I went to Manchester, did my master's, and before the master's ended, I knew that my master's was going to be a springboard to the PhD I would end up doing. I didn't know where I was going to get a PhD scholarship, but I believed that my goals were bigger than my current state. I decided to stretch myself in such a sense that I believed what was possible for me. I ended up applying to come to Australia and I got a scholarship at the University of Queensland where I did my PhD. You see, that was because I was ambitious. I created myself the luck by believing in what was possible for me and also getting all the tools I needed to get where I am right now. Today, I live in Australia. I've established my career in Australia. I have my family in Australia and I'm able to do work that feels fulfilling to me. So today I want to tell you that ambition is a great thing you need to have if you want to design your own luck. If you lack that ambition, you won't be able to set big goals. So today, look at your current state and ask yourself, what big goal can I set? But even when you're setting this goal, be realistic on the goals that you're setting. Look at your scenario and ask yourself, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What are the things that I know can work in my favor? And from that, you set those goals. Number 2, you have to have yourself a concrete value system. Values are a moral compass that guide your life. If you've listened to this podcast over and over again, you will know that this is something I preach. You need to have your value system set. If money is not a problem, what are those things that you'd be doing? That's the first way to look at your values. What are those beliefs you have that are going to help you achieve that success that you need? For me, one of my values is empowerment. In all the things that I've done, I've made sure that I've empowered myself with skills, resources, tools, mindsets to get where I am. Number 2 value for me is an impact on the things I work on. That's why I'm a biotechnologist and my main goal is to design therapeutics, which are usually medicines, treatments, diagnostics, vaccines to treat different diseases. I know I'm contributing to making a world a better place, and I can only do that when I know my values. So today ask yourself, what are your values? What are those things that you believe in that are going to get you where you want to go? These values are going to shape what you go after in life. These values are going to influence where you see yourself. These values are going to help you design your ambition, to design your goals, to design a future where you see yourself from today. They are going to define what you stand for. They're going to define places that you're going to end up in. So today, define your value system. Define those things that are guiding your life. Number 3 is goal setting. We've talked about ambition, we've talked about values, but again, you also have to set yourself goals. We all know the settings of goal, which is SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound goals. When you're setting yourself goals, the most important aspect you need to start with is your current position. You won't know where you're going if you don't know where you are right now. And for you to get to where you want to go, you have to make sure you bridge that gap where you are and where you see yourself. So ask yourself this question: what goals am I setting? Is it in your career? Is it in your business? Is it in your life? And that starts by understanding your current situation. Look at your strengths. I always tell my clients that your strengths are the things that make you strong. Your strengths are those things that you do. Even when you just wake up in the morning and someone tells you, do this, you can do it without overthinking it. Your strengths are those things that you know you're good at. Look at the things you're good at today and ask yourself the question: what can I use my strength for? What goals can I set to utilize my current strength? Look at your weaknesses. Many of us shy away from our weaknesses, but you look at your weaknesses in such a sense that you ask yourself, these weaknesses, can I use them to my advantage? For instance, this is a far-fetched instance, but for instance, I've seen some channels. You might find someone who is disabled. That's their weakness, but they're using it to their advantage in a sense that they're using their disability to create awareness around that problem. Many of us want to keep our weaknesses in the dark. You don't want people to know that you're not good at this, but you can use your weakness to inspire others. You can use your weaknesses to your advantage by finding ways to improve that weakness, and you share your outcome. You share your progress in improving that weakness. Of course, I will always throw myself under the bus when I'm telling you this. I used to have a very strong speech impediment, and that speech impediment had stopped me from communicating. But I decided to work on it. I knew it was my weakness, and when I worked on it, that's why I'm filming this video. And if you want, I have some audios that I can show you that I used to talk so badly. But ever since I worked on that weakness, I'm able to sit and film this video without thinking, okay, how will people understand what I'm communicating? Because I use my weakness to my advantage. And right now, I can share more about that because I've overcome that weakness. So your weaknesses should also be brought up, and you understand them. How can I use my weaknesses to get ahead? How can I improve on that weaknesses? What can I learn in solving this weakness I have? If you're not good at a given skill, you can decide to do deliberate practice. You can decide to get a coach. You can decide to practice that weakness until you overcome it. The other thing you also have to look at, you have to look at the values. We've already spoken about them. As you set your goals, put your values in your goals. Your goals will be more fulfilling for you to achieve when they align with your values. These goals are going to help you forge your luck. I believe all of us have something to our advantage. The next episode I'm going to release, I'm going to be talking about how to create your unfair advantage, how to use your unfair advantage to get what you want, how to use your current state to achieve your goals. Be sure to look out for that. If you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel, this is the best time for you to subscribe so that you don't miss that episode when I release it. Number 4, after you set your goals, of course, you have to get to work. You have to get to work in a sense that you're going to have a plan on how you're going to execute these goals. Don't just set goals and leave them sitting on your vision board. You have to create yourself a plan. A plan is going to be the breakdown of the steps you're going to use to achieve those goals. This is what I share in my blueprint to career clarity. If you have not downloaded my blueprint to career clarity, please download it today, and it's going to help you start designing a career you love. It's going to help you start creating yourself that luck. Honestly, to get where I am, there's not been any magical bullet. It's been the intentions that I've set every single day, the things I've done to draw me closer to my goals. Though some of the goals might have taken me longer than anticipated, but I've learned that if I create myself a plan, a step-by-step process, every day that I chip off that plan is leading me to where I want to go. Every day that I tick off an intention I plan to do for the day, it's leading me closer to my luck. It's leading me closer to that luck that I'm creating for myself. So when you're making yourself a plan, think of where you want to go and your current state and your goals and your values. And before you know it, you'll be putting on that luck suit, and anything that you want, you'll attract. Because what you seek is also seeking you. And as the Bible says, as a Christian, it says, seek and you shall find. When you seek something, you're going to definitely find it. I'll give an example. When I got my car, I'd never seen it on the road. But ever since I got my car, every time I'm driving, I see similar cars like my car. You see? That means that each time you put your attention to something, you see more places where that something is being portrayed. You'll see that thing more times in your life. So today, create yourself luck by implementing these 4 processes. When you implement these 4 processes, you will be very close to creating that future that you long for. If you've learned something from this episode, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I share bite-sized episodes every week to equip you with the tools you need to create a career and life you love. This podcast is strictly dedicated towards advancing your career and helping you create that impact that you need to create in the world. No one should settle for a job. No one should settle for an opportunity that does not meet what they want. So subscribe so that you don't miss any coming episodes. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye. I hope you've learned something from this episode. And if you have, please rate and review wherever you listen to your podcast. Subscribe to this podcast. Share it with your family, friends, and those that you think are interested in career development. Also, follow me on the socials, which is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. The username is The Frame Solutions. I can't wait to speak to you in the next episode. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.